Okay, class. So, nakikita ba yung screen ko? Lesson 7, Communication Culture and ASEAN-ness.
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
po, ma'am.
Okay, so, hindi yata na-record yung kanina. I-share ko na lang sana yun sa Google Classroom. So, okay, so, let me now continue my lecture, and this will talk about communication culture and ASEAN-ness. Okay, so, the learning outcome for this topic is to describe the nature of ASEAN communication culture and ASEAN-ness. Then, of course, explain the role of communication in ASEAN integration. So, actually, class, this summarizes the two succeeding terms that you will be discussing with Ma'am Celia. So, i-deliver ko na lang din para to help you understand na lang yung mga succeeding topics niyo. Okay? So let's answer this question. What is the nature of ASEAN communication and culture? Okay, can you share your answer? Sige, Josh, can you try to answer this kahit sa chat na lang? What is the nature of ASEAN communication and culture? Ano daw ba yung nature ng ASEAN culture at saka communication? So others may also send in their responses at the chat box. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so kayo, how about the others? You may try to answer. Ano daw ba yung nature ng ASEAN communication at culture? So pagka sinabi nating nature, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun? Kumbaga sa tao, it's inherent being. Okay? How about ASEAN communication and culture? Sa anyone? How about Dana? Dana Jen Santa Ines.
Hello po, ma'am. Audible po ba ako?
Yes.
For me po, siguro the nature of ASEAN communication and culture po is aside po sa nabanggit niyo po kanina raising awareness about ASEAN, one thing about its nature din po is connecting yung people po since may language barriers nga din po tayo. So, siguro isa din po yun sa parang tinuturo ng ASEAN po in terms of communication on how we can connect with each other despite the language barriers po.
Okay. Oh, so connection with one another. Okay. So tama naman yun, but that is not the answer that I'm looking for. So if you will look at the characteristics of the ASEAN communication and culture, how will you be able to describe it? Hmm? Generally interconnective, respect for traditions and religions. You may still try pa. Okay? So sino pa? Okay. So sige. Committed and collaborative, bridges cultural gaps. Okay. Communication actually, yes, it bridges cultural gaps, but if you will look how ASEAN communication works or the characteristic itself of the ASEAN communication and culture, how will you be able to describe it? Okay, o sige, tama na. Sagutin na natin. So actually, the nature of ASEAN communication and culture is actually very diverse. Kasi di ba, napag-usapan na natin ito last time, na-discuss na natin last time that ang sinasabi kasi ng literature is that which hinders the progress or growth or the attainment of ASEAN's purposes is because of its diversity. Okay? So, the Athenian communication and culture is very much diverse kasi the country itself is actually differ a lot from one another kasi they have different or distinct religion. Okay? Religion ideologies, isa-isa na yan, lalong-lalo na, di ba? O, because of the influence din ng communism before then na, of course, nakatatak na doon sa kultura nila sa kanilang history. So, that makes how that is why nasasabi natin that I mean, the communication and culture of ASEAN is very much diverse because of its diverse culture, ideologies, systems, belief. Okay? So kung titignan na kasi natin, in terms of religion, sa Thai nga, so sabi diyan, prevalent din yung mga Thai Muslims na kung saan ang tawag dito is mas marami doon sa Malaysia at mas marami sa Malaysia yun, yung mga Thai Muslims kaysa sa Thailand. Then sa Lao, Thai, Vietnam, Burmese, so yung faith nila doon is Buddhist faith. So sabi dito, but hardly identified with one another. So medyo magulo yung kanilang ibig sabihin, aspeto ng religion. So dito sa Pilipinas, medyo firm tayo, majority still are Catholics despite the emergence of varying religions, di ba? Ang dami ng iba't ibang iglesia ang lumalabas, yan. So yun, okay? And of course, sa Indonesia, Timores sila, ayun, sabi dito because of the exclusion they felt from Christian. Okay? So, double check ko kung naka-record. Okay, naka-record siya. So, yun. Then, in terms of ideology or ideology-wise, so, there are also significant differences. So, sa Mekong sub-region kasi, they are into socialism. Then, sa Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei, so, ideology nila doon is emergent fundamentalism and communitarianism naman sa Singapore. So sa Myanmar, authoritarianism, and of course dito sa Philippines, libertarianism kung oligarchy. Okay? So, yun, that is how we can actually define the nature of ASEAN communication and culture because of their culture, of course, and communication is embedded in their culture. Hence, communication and culture is, of course, of ASEAN is diverse. Kasi kung sa culture pa lang, ayan, we differ na, ayan, of course, is, ang sinasabi kasi doon sa literature, because of our differing culture, ayan, hindi tayo makapag-create ng isang common identity which will identify ASEAN citizens uh, as one, okay? So katulad daw ng mga tawag dito, yung sa Europe, madali kasi silang ma-identify because nasa isang malaking landmass lang sila. Kasi tayo ay separated geographically. Kaya mahirap din na i-attain yung sinasabi nilang one identity. Kasi we do not actually, yung interaction natin with one another is walang physical. Okay? So that actually hampers or hampers yung tinatawag natin na magkaroon ng isang sariling identity. At sinasabi nga dun sa literatures na nabasa ko na we do not have that identity which is supposedly be called ASEAN-ness. Okay, so yun yung sinasabi nila. So dapat daw kasi if tawag dito, meron din daw tayong isang identity which will define us and that is yung pagiging tawag dito ASEAN-ness natin or possess this ideology which is ASEAN-ness. So yun. So, sinasabi ng literature na napaka-difficult nga daw i-conceive yung pagkakaroon ng isang distinct ASEAN-ness compared nga to Asian-ness or European-ness. Iba naman kasi yung Asian-ness eh. Yung Asian-ness is yung general tag sa atin as belonging to one region. Yung ASEAN-ness na sinasabi dyan actually is yung collective mind. Kumbaga parang the whole personality of ASEAN citizen. Yun yung hinahanap nila. So, dapat meron daw tayong ganon, katulad ng meron yung mga taga-Europeans or yung Europeanness. Siguro one identity, one culture that will really distinguish us being part of the ASEAN region. Iba yung pagiging Asianist na yun. So, I don't know if you are kung nagigets niyo yung sinasabi ko. Okay? So sabi dito, the ASEAN concept appears to lack a genuine socio-cultural dimension. Yun daw kasi yung kulang sa ASEAN. Kasi nga, tawag dito, ang pinaka-highlight lang daw kasi ng ASEAN is yung economic integration. So, medyo mahina daw tayo doon sa aspeto ng socio-cultural integration which is essential in creating a one cultural identity, and that is ASEAN-ness. Okay? So, yun. Sabi kasi dito, sabi ng mga kritiko kasi, sabi nila, ang ASEAN daw kasi is an association wherein membership is just determined geographically rather than ideologically. So, dapat daw kasi meron tayong isang identity na, yun nga, we should be defined ideologically, yun yung sinasabi nila. So, ang ASEAN-ness, it does not extend to individuals nor the populace. Yan. Uh, there are no ASEANs, sabi nila. Only Filipinos, Vietnamese, Indonesians, Thais, nor at most Southeast Asian. So, actually, existing na yan. Yung ASEANs na lang. Tayo talaga, tayo. Ang tawag na sa atin na member ng ASEAN is, of course, ASEANs. Okay. So, ang sinasabi nila, kulang daw tayo ng isang collective psyche that will define us to, or for us to be qualified as ASEANs, yung having that mindset that we are one, which will identify us as one citizen of that region, the ASEAN region. Okay, so sabi dyan, the ASEAN sense of self is non-existent. Wala daw sa atin yun. At yun daw, yun ang kailangan natin para daw ma-fully, truly integrate tayo as one ASEAN region. Yun. And sabi dito, ano daw ba yung kulang? Ayan, para, o yung kailangang nating i-possess, okay? Para ma-realize yung ASEAN-ness na yan. So, nag exist na ba yung ASEAN-ness sa ating mga ASEANs na yan? So, yun. So, balik tayo dito sa definition ng ASEAN-ness, okay? So, sabi dito, the lack of an ideological center is manifested in the manner by which the ASEANization discourse plays out, where participants attach different meanings to the concept. ASEAN does not have a center, a collective mind that may hold this integration together. So, yun, reiterate lang kanina yung pinag-usapan natin that we should possess that collective mind to hold together. Okay, so dapat kasi, di ba, meron tayong mga members ng ASEAN states, doon sa may perspective ng ASEAN ha, ang ating subculture actually na, if we already possess that ASEAN-ness, ang ating subculture na should be yung mga cultures natin sa which we learned sa respective countries natin. And our main culture should be yung tawag dito, yung culture natin bilang ASEAN, bilang ASEAN citizen. So ganun, yun yung hinahanap ng mga critics that we should possess that main culture that will of course enable us to possess this collective mind. Okay? So ano ba kasi yung sinasabi nila na collective mind? Okay, so nakakasakit ng ulo, di ba? But don't worry, bibigyan ko kayo ng additional reading material para maintindihan niyo kung ano ba yung collective mind na yan. So, ito na yung sociological aspect actually ng subject na ito, ASEAN, okay? So, the collective mind. So, ang collective mind daw, according to scholars, ito daw yung sages or ghosts or spirit of the times determining social outlook and historical events, which is actually, if we know that historical events, kumbaga parang mai-embed na sa isip natin yon and we will become part of it. And it is also being considered as the class consciousness and an extension of the holistic principle that nature has a built-in tendency to produce wholes from the ordered grouping of units. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, na dapat tayo, ASEAN, yung tayong mga citizens of the ASEAN, we should become part of a whole ng ASEAN to possess that ASEAN-ness. At ito din yung sinasabi na collective psyche or social psyche. So when we say collective psyche or social psyche, so how do you understand that? Anyone? You may just chat here in the chat box or you may unmute. How about you, Miss Imperial, Jaya Isabel? How do you understand collective psyche or social psyche? So dapat kasi, yung ASEAN-ness daw na yun ay nga yung collective psyche, it pertains, or social psyche pertains to the ASEAN-ness. We should possess that collective psyche in order for us to uh, establish that ASEAN-ness na tinatawag. Shared feelings, yes, tama naman. Yeah. And even yung ano tawag dito, collective psyche, it's how your mind works, kung paano ka mag-isip. So that is collective mind nga. That is collective psyche or a social psyche. And it is also termed as the actual mind of the society. Kumbaga parang state of mind lang din siya na yeah, we should be aware that we are part of tawag dito, an organization. We are part of a bigger group, of a bigger society. We belong to that. We should be aware of that. So, yun. So, now, paano daw ba natin ma-ascertain yung existence ng collective mind? Okay? So, in what way natin malalaman na we already possess that collective mind? Okay? Okay. So, ito, Antonina, ito yung answer mo kanina sa question. Okay. That's very good. The collective mind is something we also tackled in this. Ay naman pala di 2105, where its endpoint is established a mutual understanding. Yes, that's exactly the baseline of what I'm talking about. It is establishing a mutual understanding that you should all be aware that such kind of thinking should actually be possessed by all of you to establish a common understanding that you belong to a bigger organization, which is bigger than the uh, country that you are in. Okay? So according to Antonina, hindi ko nabasa kanina yung, pakilagay yung name mong Antonina, ano ba, babae ba, lalaki? Yan. So sabi niya, shared behaviors or attitudes or having commonness in terms of ideals and aspirations. So, yun naman pala, wala nang problema dito. You already know that collective mind. Okay? So, yan. Of course, how can we ascertain the existence of collective mind? Of course, you should, by the same manner, by which we are sure of our individual mind's existence, okay? Of course, by experiencing it and by being conscious of it. So, yun yung pinaka-baseline. So, by being conscious of it. Okay? So, that is the three ways how we can ascertain the existence of the collective mind. Okay, so collective mind, sabi niyo nga kanina, di ba? Napag-aralan niyo na yan sa DC-2105, so very good naman. So hindi na ako mahihirapan na explain sa inyo. So ito yung mga examples how you can actually ascertain or yung mga acts, scenarios, settings that you already possess that mind. Like for example, yung participation niyo sa rallies, okay, yung mga release pa yan, kasi they have something na pinaglalaban. Parehas sila ng way ng pag-iisip. So parang ganun yung sinasabi ng collective mind. You have the uniform way of thinking. Meron kayong isang mindset, pare-pares na gumagana yung isip niyo, pag-iisip ninyo in parades, ayan. So, kumbaga parang supporting something. Katulad dyan, like in the celebration of the Holy Mass, even in rock concerts. So, klaro na sa inyo yun. And in addition to that, collective mind is the feeling of oneness with the multitudes that are there in a grand realization of being an integral part of a profound social force. Okay? So, yun, mukhang makukonsume din pala natin yung buong oras. So, now, kindly answer this question. Ano ngayon ang role ng communication sa ASEAN integration? Okay? So, you may just share your ideas here, your answers in the chat box. Ano daw yung role ng communication sa ASEAN region? So, actually, itong question na to nasagot na natin earlier pa. Diba? Siguro this will just be a reiteration of the role of communication in the ASEAN integration. Kasi communication is a crucial part of the ASEAN integration. Mutual understanding, okay? So ano pa? Give a concrete answer which will directly answer the question. Yes, very good, Miss Alia. Para makapag-facilitate po ng cooperation ng mga member states. Of course. And of course, communicate to the member countries, specifically to the citizens of the member states that this integration has already begun, nagsimula na siya, and working pa towards realizing fully yung integration. Okay? Si June. Ito ba yung pangalan mo, June Bang? Okay. Communication is shared similar to commercialism, wherein the media is a notable factor in sharing different cultures and ideas. Okay, that's very good. Commercialism. But of course, it should not be compared to commercialism because, of course, iba naman yung aspect ng communication na ginagamit dito sa ASEAN. Okay? So, it should be, yeah, it is true that it is tawag dito shared similar to commercialism but it is entirely different kasi iba naman of course yung idea ng commercialism sa ginagamit na communication dito sa ASEAN. Okay? Okay, so ito. Yan. So sabi dito, communication allows an individual to acquire a sense of self. And of course, mass communication allows a society to acquire a sense of self. Kasi nga, mass communication yung ginagamit natin to actually show what we really need to see, di ba? It tells us what is happening in the society for us to identify nga, ayan, to acquire a sense of self. Okay. Tapos sinasabi ni Harvey, communication can serve as the end and means of ASEAN integration po by bridging PSAP gaps and giving avenue for the ASEAN countries to integrate themselves. Okay, very good. Harvey Joss. Okay, so tama naman yon. Yes, that is our role actually to as development communication practitioners to bridge the knowledge gap or integrate tawag dito information gap. So dan doon pupunta yung role ng communication to present what should be what the citizens should know about this integration. Okay? So, sabi dyan, communication is one of the major variables of social transformation and should thus be employed to achieve the highest social goals at the shortest amount of time. So, yun nga, this statement is actually based on the agenda setting function of media and the media dependency model. So, ang model na to, it actually proposes that uh, a correlation exists between the degree of social stability, the centrality of information of media systems, and media dependency. So kasi malaki ang role ng mass media, di ba, sa pag-disseminate ng information. Minsan pa, madalas, dito actually nakadepende yung peace and order ng society. Kasi mass media frames, actually the information, they can actually hide or yeah, certain information o kaya they may sensationalize a certain information or news. They can actually break the peace and order of a society by just presenting kasi nga media is actually one of is the trusted source of information of the society. Okay? So yun, but yun nga ang purpose, ang sinasabi nga, ang argument ng slide na to dapat daw gamitin daw yung communication for the greater good at sa isang pakipakinabang na paraan at kailangan siyang i-employed to achieve the highest social goals at the shortest amount of time. So ito yon. This is one of the most challenging part of a job of communicators. How are you going to design communication that will actually hit your target in the shortest or your goal in the shortest amount of time? So it is a matter of designing your messages, crafting messages, and as development communication practitioners, yun. So they rely to us, okay, DevCom practitioners to design those messages. Kasi nga, strategic ang designing of messages, framing of information ng mga DevCom professionals. Okay, so yun. We have already answered that. So, sinasabi dito ni Ma'am Benjamin Paula Gonzalez Flor, one of the authors of the source of information that I use in the slide, ang sabi niya, yung mga lahat daw ng mga stakeholders na yan, is either farmers, housewives, students, teachers, technocrats, scientists, policymakers, lahat yan ng members ng citizens ng ASEAN ay has the right to know and understand the implication of being a member of a consummation such as the ASEAN organization that happened between and among other heads of countries or have been agreed upon in their behalf. So karapatan nilang malaman yan kasi we are part of it. Okay, kasama sila dyan sa integration na yan or sa plano na yan or sa realization ng goal of whatever they are doing in the ASEAN. Okay? Kasi basically, because we are part of it. Okay, so now, ano daw ba kasi yung kulang sa atin bilang isang ASEAN nation which hinders the realization of our integration, full integration. Okay? So, nasagot ko na din kanina yan. You may just reiterate here. Ano daw ba kasi yung kulang natin as one nation? Okay? To realize yung, for us to be fully integrated as one. Yun. So, tignan natin yung sa iba naman, kung nakikinig sila, kasi Hardy have already answered, even Charissa, Cristel, Micaela, June, Aliyah, Antonina. So, how about the others? Iisa lang ang sumasagot pala. Si Abby, si Dana, si Bert. Okay, Bert, hindi ka pa sumasagot. Nang talagang sagot, chat lang. So, can you answer this? What do we lack as one nation?
Good afternoon po, ma'am. Naririnig po ba?
Yes.
I think yung naglalak po siguro as one nation is yun nga po, somehow meron po tayong mga challenges na naghihinder po sa atin para act as one po, gano'n. Yung parang katulad po sa na example po ni Miss Dana kanina na yung communication barrier po between other country po. Because of that po is nagkakaroon po ng yun nga po yung lack sa atin since
There is a
ayun po.
communication barrier. Okay.
Opo.
Okay, so thank you for your answer. That is actually basically correct. We actually experience barriers first because of the language. Even we have that universal language, the English, of course, yun yung ating universal language. But still, um, compared kasi sa ibang countries, ang Pilipinas kasi talaga ang tawag dito, much more tawag dito, marunong majority of us actually knows how to speak in English, but siguro teorya ko lang to, but we may actually do a fact check, ano. Yung mga natives, of course, they speak their mother tongue, their local language. So for us to actually uh, be integrated as a one region talaga is that dapat kasi we should be able to understand one another, and the basic of understanding one another is of course communicating with one another. So paano natin magagawa yun if we have different languages? So wala tayong isang common language that we use, although we have the English as universal language. Hindi naman kasi tayo katulad ng ibang bansa na kung saan na member ng ASEAN countries na kung saan majority sa atin ay nagsasalita ng Ingles. Di ba? So sabi dyan, we actually need cross-cultural communication kasi it is through interaction that we will be able to know other cultures, other citizens of the ASEAN states. Okay? So pagka sinabi kasing cross-cultural communication, napag-aralan nyo na, I guess, yan sa inyong COM 1100, di ba? Merong mga ganyan. Ano ba yung cross-cultural communication, intercultural. So yun din, intercultural communication or interaction. Of course, kasi hindi kasi sapat na pwede ka makipag-usap sa kanila through siguro mga various social media apps, but iba kasi yung merong physical interaction. So ASTC is actually doing that, but of course kasi ang initiative is very small. So dapat merong way for us to interact with one another physically. Iba kasi yung nakakausap mo na harap-harapan, you will be able to learn their language, know about them, observe kung paano ba sila kumilos, how they actually differ from us, and there's also a way of knowing our similarities and differences. Kasi nga, if ang sinasuggest nga kasi, dapat we should actually have one culture being a part of the ASEAN integration, and for us to be able to achieve that ASEAN-ness na yan. So kailangan nating matutunan muna yung culture nila and embrace it, learn it, and of course, accept it. Kaya nga sinasabi nila yung collective mind, di ba? So yung collective mind na yun actually is, we should possess that para grasp natin yung sinasabi nilang ASEAN identity that we should possess, and that is what we call ASEAN-ness. So yun, cultural integration. Para tayo magkakaroon ng cultural integration, ayan, if we tawag dito, cannot interact face-to-face. Saka cultural convergence. Saan lang ba nangyayari cultural convergence, di ba? If different members of the citizen actually meet in one physical place. Okay, unification, yun na yung key term doon. So that will enable us to know one another, know the different cultures of ASEAN, acknowledge it, and embrace it as part of ours. So wala kasi tayong parang tinatawag na main culture. Yun yung sinasabi kasi ng literature. Para matag tayo as one ASEAN citizen or citizen ng ASEAN region talaga. Iba kasi yung Asian na sinasabi ko kanina. Okay? So yun, we do not have the merging of collective minds. So yun. And we are being actually hampered to do all of this. That is because of we are separated geographically. Not unlike yung sa Europe na they are just in one large landmass na ang interaction sa kanila ay madali lang, and majority of them speaks the language. They just differ in tone, di ba? So yun. Okay, so ano pa? So how can we achieve this daw? Ano daw ba yung kailangan pang gawin para ma-achieve yung integration na sinasabi na yan? So sabi dito sa literature, yung ASEAN integration daw can be made possible through understanding and embracing each other's or each country's worldviews. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. You have to recognize, you have to understand and embrace even yung ideologies, values, social structures using multimedia platforms. So actually, it is not enough nga for me hindi lang basta-basta sa multimedia platforms. Iba yung nakikita, napapanood, naririnig sa nakaka-interact mo talaga. So that is the challenge of ASEAN. So making known to the different nationalities in the region the intent of being an ASEAN community. However, it is a more complete approach. So this is true naman kasi nga hindi naman sila ganun ka-extensive mag-disseminate ng mga kailangan information. It is being limited lang through media. Siguro there will come a time kasi nga since we are separated geographically, and yung pagdadala sa isang lugar kung saan we will meet physically is tawag dito, medyo challenging yun. Kaya siguro nagsisimula lang sa intercultural exchange, student exchange, yun. But they have to put an emphasis to that. So tama nga yung observation ng isang scholar nga kanina. Okay? Na kung saan medyo mahina tayo doon sa socio-cultural aspect or integration. Okay? So yun. So dapat daw, education and participation are keys to ensure holistic integration. Okay? So ang sinasuggest pa dyan na dapat daw, i-utilize natin yung konsepto ng development communication in actually in making the ASEAN integration to be realized. Kasi daw, ang DevCom daw kasi ay nagpo-focus siya sa intended groups. Pinag-aralan niyo naman, when we utilize development communication as an approach to disseminate information, ayan, strategic kasi ang forming and designing ng messages. So ayun, it focuses on intended groups towards social transformation that will eventually lead to behavior change. So it is a process that involves social mobilization. So napag-aralan niyo siguro ito, di ba? DevCom is actually tawag dito, form siya ng social mobilization na meron siyang end goal or particular goal. So if the community was contiguous using face-to-face or mediated communication. Okay, so it imbibes a process that aims to participate and empower people through strategic messages for specific audiences. So yung sinasuggest ng mga scholars. So particularly yung mag-asawang Flor, si Dr. Alexander G. Flor, and si Ma'am Benjamina Paola Gonzalez Flor. So yun yung kanilang argument, ano? Kasi meron silang mga tawag dito, mga write-ups about ASEAN integration. This is their theory for the uh, the ASEAN integration to be realized. We need to employ development communication approaches and strategies nga, sabi nila. Okay? So yun. So actually that ends our discussion. So again class, this will be included in your examination. Siguro if there is someone who was not able to attend this session, meron ba, Harvey?